Hi Gemini, it is Ray. Welcome back to my channel. Are y'all singers or something? But you know how like when you eat some really good food and you start dancing and singing? That's what the energy is giving. But happy Sunday. Today is September 28th, 2025. My ring finger is itching. Interesting. It's given my fingers, they itching for that paper. But yeah, energy for you for October, very interesting. Okay, we got to dissect some things. All right, let me fix this chair. Let me grab this sage and let's pray. Hold on. Okay. We're going to pray before we converse, just based on the energy that's coming up. I've been trying to decipher for the last 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe my lighter. Throw this in the trash. So there's a light going out. Very interesting. Okay, let's pray. God, Divine Source, Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, guides, universe, thank you for allowing me to guide Gemini placements on their October 2025 monthly reading. Thank you for allowing me to be a clear guide, clear channel, clear vessel as I speak to them on what to expect as the month unfolds. God, please bless each and every heart and soul that taps into this energy with me whenever they are guided to do so. Allow us all to be divinely guided, divinely led, divinely protected. Thank you for divine insight. Thank you for divine foresight. Thank you for divine protection. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Gratitude, Ashe. Hold on. Okay, my bad. Hi, Sako. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. So, again, we have to dissect some things. Let's just start there. You are being studied, watched, observed, heavy energy when someone is studying you at this time. Now, I don't know if they're studying... I don't know their intention. That's what I'm saying. I don't know the intention. We have to dissect that, okay? In fact, I feel like I need to write some things down. Also, in addition to studying, it feels like someone's trying to catch you slipping. There's also this energy of having to clean up someone else's mess. That's about to change, okay? Damn, what the hell did I say so far? Hold on, what did I say? Intention. On studying. Catching you slipping. But there is a very loud message. So first of all, what I'm about to say is there's no intention to fearmonger whatsoever. But this is the time to take your protection seriously. I also feel like aligned with that. I don't know your belief in divine protection, but somebody is about to test that, okay? I feel like they're in for a rude awakening. I almost said Aruba, I think. But it's giving do not fret. Like the message from the divine to you, Gemini, is do not fret. But I don't know, people, I don't know what this energy is. It's some weird ass shit going on out here, okay? All right. And you know, at the same time as someone is testing your divine protection, they're also it's like you're questioning your own divine protection at the same time, but it's heavy giving, like have no worry, Akuna Matata. That's an Aquarius reading, so Aquarius energy could be involved, or I don't know, it's giving like with that catching you slipping, like someone wants you to, I don't know if this is like fail at something, but it's like people are testing you, but I don't know why. Okay, let's get started. But that's what I've been trying to fucking figure out. All right. Hi DTI Roblox. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's like someone wants to, you know how like when someone is like standing strong and standing tall, and then it's like someone else sees that and it's like, you're standing too strong, too tall, let me push your ass. It's like someone wants to push you. I don't know, but let's get into the intention of who's studying you first, okay? All right. Gemini. Yeah, Gemini. Yeah, we're gonna keep shuffling, but love in reverse, the mother of air in reverse. Look at this look at his face. It's like, I have a problem, but why? And then we have victory. With love in reverse, it's giving like fallout energy, or just not, whoever this is that's studying, or I don't know. Equilibrium. All right, we'll leave that out. Gemini. It's giving like my shoulders feel cold. So like cold. Yeah, someone is not Ace of Air, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Feels like someone you're disconnected from. I don't know though. But then for some of you, it's like you don't even know these people. So multiple people. Yeah, abundance, multiple people. Why? Yeah, why? Let's start there. What's the root of the intention? Okay. Let me just pull before I speak. Okay, so you know how do I describe this? I want to get my blanket, but not everyone stays the same, you know? Some people really truly do evolve, really truly do elevate, really truly do transcend, really truly are not their past, you know? The past may be a part of them, but they are not their past, you know? No matter what struggles or battles they may be faced with eternally, like true evolution truly does happen. However, it's like someone does not, I don't know if it's like trust in your evolution or your transcendence, or it's kind of like, doubt is an understatement, okay, of this energy. It's kind of like, someone else not being able to elevate to that same frequency that you've been able to elevate and ascend and transcend to, and being more so envious of that. And it's kind of like studying you to learn, but also studying you with hate at the same time. I don't know, it's weird as fuck, okay? Because you're starting with equilibrium, right? And then you have torment that came out sideways, okay? Followed by conflict upright, all right? And it's like, it's not giving wishing on your downfall, but it's like, jealousy can make the mind go to some crazy places. I'll just say that. And then you have the universe in reverse. So again, not truly believing that someone has completed a fucking cycle, or I just hear is done, like finished. And then it's like someone is just waiting on the fucking ball to drop for you. And it's like this person wants to be front row and center with the popcorn once it does. But it's not about to happen. But it's giving the weapon will form, but they shall not prosper. Yeah. I don't know. You have truly ascended and elevated past something or someone or just a situation and experience in life. It could be anything. And, you know, it's kind of like truly being at peace with something, but it's like, you know, whoever is on the opposite end, they're at a misery with it. So and unless you're miserable too, like they're gonna watch until you're miserable. And it's like in the process, you're starting with equilibrium, okay? Air energy is Libra, but you're air, sister sign air, and then you're ending with the mother of air. She got a smile on her face, honey. This is, I ain't worried about nothing, French Montana style, okay? Joy to the world. It's like God keeps it's like God keeps elevating you and blessing you. We gotta, blessing is be less, but you know, giving you more joy when people want to give you more sorrow, if that makes sense. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I mean, is this same energy trying to catch Gemini slipping? Because it definitely seems connected. Yeah, bravery. It's kind of like the energy of your determination, your willpower, your bravery, your courage. It's hella intimidating to people that are no longer a part of your reality. Yeah. Bravery, disappointment, sideways, and then the Magician in reverse. I hear that song, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. But when someone, going back, because the equilibrium, the egrets, their backs were turned away from each other. Let me show you. Oh, it's right here. Thank you. Like their backs are turned towards each other, even though this card represents equilibrium, and it's kind of like a representation of integrating opposites, integrating, you know, light and dark. But it's also a representation of Two of Swords energy because it's Libra. So it's like, you know, even if you don't know, you know, and you stand in that power. It's kind of like being able to stand in the energy of conviction, and someone stands in the energy of deflection. I don't fucking know. It's like everybody else is the problem. It's because of these people, which is why the way that I am. When you have a choice on how you choose to operate despite, you know, how people have treated you. It's like headstrong versus weak-minded. I don't know. But someone refuses to accept that they have a weak mind, you know? I don't know. Thank you. Okay. Anything else for Gemini? Yeah, the Chariot, but you have 7-7. It's kind of like someone has learned a lesson, and then at the same time, you are someone's lesson. Yeah, literally. All right, let's clean this up. Let's just get to you. Gemini, October 2025. Here, Power by Kevin Gates. Gemini. I just saw your card, the Lovers. What? This is random, so random. But I hear someone's coming out of a coma. I don't know if that's metaphorical or literal. I have no idea. Okay. All right, we have work, Three of Pentacles energy. We have, ooh, Torment came out upright, Taurus energy, which is, Torment is like the Five of Pentacles, basically. You have the Daughter of Water. Who is this? Gemini, your opposite is Sag. Okay. You have the Tower in reverse, okay. All of your majors are reversed. You have the Tower in reverse, the Fool in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. Gemini. The way I just said Gemini is giving any, mini, miny, mo. Gemini. Gemini. Feels like someone's, even how I'm saying Gemini, it's giving chance. I don't know, that shit felt weird as fuck. Gemini. Anything else? All right, back to where we started, bravery. Okay. You have work upright. It's not funny, sorry. Torments upright, darter of water upright. You have the Tower in reverse, the Fool in reverse, Judgment in reverse. You have the Father of water upright, the Darter of air upright. Victory in reverse and bravery upright with the Empress in reverse. And happiness underneath with abundance underneath that. Okay. Where do we start? Hold on, why is torment here with the Tower? Got it. Okay. So for some of you, okay, starting with the work card, it's giving just simply focus on what you can control. If you're creating something, create. If you work for someone, go to work. Like, stay in control of what you have control of. It's giving definitely utilize it to your best advantage, but a lot of you, that self-sacrificing energy, this torment is also giving having to clean up someone else's mess, like being not necessarily overworked, but having to, I hear, perform unnecessary duties that have nothing to do with you because no one else is going to do it type of energy, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, also, it's kind of like what you, because you are a Gemini, you know, the master of both minds, the two minds type of energy, it's kind of like what you don't know is a torment to you in a sense, because this card does say torment. Daughter of Water is giving the song Emotional by Carl Thomas. Hold on, I'm thinking about the lyrics to that song. Somewhere we went wrong when we were all so right. Yes, I don't know. What's a man to do when he just can't take no more? And now I hear Joe, Treat Her Like a Lady. These songs are old. How long will it be before you treat her like you're a queen? I don't know. All right, why is the Tower in reverse? Hold on. There's a financial change happening. Something could be... What is... Hold on. What's happening with Gemini and work in October? Conflict resolution. Praise the Lord. It's, you have conflict resolution. I don't know if this is financial or just, you know, issues with people at work, coworkers, conflicts. I don't know. Here's someone's a rule breaker too. But there's a positive shift coming, but you're still dissatisfied because it's not, I hear, fully what you want. It's partially what you want, but you're dissatisfied with the partial of what you're getting. Yeah. You're definitely seeing the glass half empty with something when you are truly being asked to see the glass half full, which is why your majors are reversed. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. It's like, you know, the train is still moving forward, but being so focused on the smoke, but not even realize you're not even about to be in this polluted energy anymore. Like, there's something about the pollution being cleared away. Or it's also giving like just someone just making your job harder than it has to be. I don't know. It's heavy energy on like strictness as well. Or just like truly being in an intolerable environment. Yeah, that was about to tongue twist me like shit, okay? Also, there's this energy of like, I hear if Aaliyah, if you Capricorn energy, because she's a Capricorn, but if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. It's like you're trying to prove yourself. But I, it's like torment is giving, feeling stuck when, like with the honeycomb, you have so many options to choose from. So this is like not moving forward because of the money, or just, being so focused on a time in your life when you made a certain amount, or you were in this energy of it's giving luxury and being so just down that you're not there, right? Or just something happened that shifted, or just being stuck on that tower moment specifically. I don't know what this is like. Like I'm trying to find the bullseye to it, but it's like I'm seeing I'm touching everything outside of the bullseye point of the target. And maybe that's the problem, because it's like I feel like the target is money. And it's like, because the target is money, it's a very thin line with the society that we live in when it comes to just the energy of abundance and worshiping money. Yeah, basically treating money like a god. And I feel like, this is contributing to some torment energy that you're having. For instance, let me just share my story. So, in when did I leave corporate America? I left corporate America in June 2021. So some of you have heard the story before. If you've been tapped in with me for a while, I haven't told it in a while. But if you're new, welcome. But so I was working for corporate America. I was miserable. Like, I was crying before I clocked in and everything. I was fucking miserable. And then I was also influenced as well. I have to admit that I was not at this point. I was not mentally strong. I really was allowing my emotions to make life-changing decisions. And there was a point, because of what I experienced when I made that decision to leave, and I really didn't prepare myself for what was to come. I really like held myself to, I made a fucked up decision. But honestly, truly, when I look at the journey that from when I left to where I am now, it's a miracle. Like, I did that, but it literally, I just realized that I fucking did that, okay? But I had to bet on myself, and I truly stepped out on faith. But what I expected is not what the fuck I got, okay? Okay. So I left corporate America. I was one of those, fuck this. I'm about to detach from the system. Okay. I'm about to become sovereign. Da, da, da. You know, shit that's really, it really is my birthright, but I'm moving in a way where I have to go and get it, when truly I can have it and not suffer to get it. That was the that was the fucking lesson for me. I can have it and not suffer to get it, okay? But I had to go through some shit to learn that lesson, all right? So I was like, fuck it, honey. The first year, I struggled. I struggled, but I didn't. I I have to get into the details, but we ain't got time to get into the details. But what was a perception of a struggle, my needs were met every single fucking day. However, it worked. My needs were met, my wants were not. However, I was so focused on my wants that I didn't recognize and count the blessings of my needs being met at the time. Okay. So after I said fuck all this shit, okay, fuck y'all that's trapped in the in the matrix. What am I asked to do? I made a decision to go back to work, okay? However, I chose sovereignty and autonomy in my decision making, meaning when I decided to step back into the work field, I was going back into the work field on my terms. Now, my terms involved a pay cut. Okay, it involved a pay cut, and I didn't give a fuck. Like, you got to sacrifice some shit that I'm very well aware of. All right, and sometimes, what you have to sacrifice, the good still outweighs the bad. But I knew I had to take care. I had to take care of myself, and I was put on. Jeezy, I put on for my city, but I was put on. And currently, respectfully, God, thank you for divine protection. But in this moment, I make more money than I've ever made in my life. But at the same time, when was making a decision to go back into that field, I had two decisions. I could focus on the income and where I was trying to go and how that income would get me where I had to go, but not focused on what came along with that, the stress, the anxiety, shit, being overworked and underpaid, but really thinking I'm making a coin. And shit, honey, I got stress. It's not worth my health, versus what is something that I can grow with, I can build with, that will align with me. And truly, honey, God came the fuck through. But I had to say yes to it in order to experience. And honey, the journey, how that joy card, you went from dark to light, that's what I did. So, but when I was miserable and breaking down, I was so financially focused, okay? Baby, I was working like 60 hours a fucking week, honey, I was doing too fucking much. And now I do fucking 25% of the work I did then, and I make more money than I did then. So honey, if you allow Ace of Pentacles, the song, it'll all work out. Okay, it will all work out, but it takes time, baby. And now that process from getting there to here is a journey within itself. Bravery. But again, we don't have time to get into the details of that, but just from what I have advised from my story in relation to you in October, you don't have to remain involved in whatever this cycle is that you're experiencing of torment and failure. Now, I'm not just saying say fuck it. That's not what I'm saying, okay? My position is different. I am single with no children. Honey, it's me. I am fully responsible for me. If I had kids and shit, I wouldn't have made that decision like that. I would have moved completely different. My circumstances are different. So I just want to advise, because I have known some people like that my story inspires them, and then they just do some wild ass shit, but they have many more people depending on them outside of themselves, and it's conflicting. I have my path, you have yours, but honor the divine guidance, bravery with yours, okay? Write the vision, make it plain, and move accordingly, okay? But that's how you get your majors to be upright. That's how, the tower is what you want, the breakdown for the breakthrough. Most people, when the tower comes up, it's like, oh shit, okay? Yes, it's some oh shit, because honey, what you are I hear dealing with, entertaining is just this failure, broken glass. So the tower needs to happen to get you here, and the shit is fucking painful. You trying to hold on, let me keep it together, let that shit fall. Okay, let it fall. Let it burn, let it burn. Gotta let it burn. Anything else from Gemini from this deck? No, we're good. But yeah, full judgment. That's how you shift the energy from reverse to upright. I'm just thinking about that journey. Like, I'm not a person like I am truly, it's not to brag. It's just, I really have, I'm just so thankful for the little things. But I had to make some humbling decisions, yo. When I had to get food stamps, it's crazy because there was a point where I used to buy food stamps, okay? I know that shit. Lord, I'm on a public platform. Let me shut the hell up. But I'm just talking to y'all. But when I had to sign up, like, I was like, no. And honey, once I did, I was eating good as fuck. And then once I got to the point where I didn't need them anymore, I'm like, we're back. Yeah, future love letter, I love you. But I really, honey, I had to make some humbling decisions. And honestly, in America, honey, when you single and got no kids, the help is very limited, okay? For real. Honey, kids be a bankroll. And not even saying it's about that, but how the world works, well, America specifically, just fucking crazy. When it's just you, it's like you can fucking figure it out. And literally, honey, that's what the fuck happened. I figured it out, okay? All right, back to you, Gemini. Now, have I truly celebrated myself for the achievement? No. I'm working on that. Like, I still got shit to do, but I've accomplished so much. Yes, so much. Intergalactic mastery, confirmation, so fucking much. But anywho, back to you. All right, Gemini, October. Tables are about to turn. Why is that in reverse? For sure, in a positive way. Ooh. So cleaning up someone else's mess. Some of you are self-sacrificing due to the family. Okay, so it's taking me to this episode on 911. Okay, 911, the one with Angela Bassett. Yes, okay. So if you've seen 911, the very beginning of it, have they released a new one since Homeboy? Anywho. Okay, so the very beginning, I don't remember her name, but she was taking care of her mom. And, you know, she was doing a good deed, but she was not living life. Like, she went to work, and then, you know, her mom had the caregiver, and then it was her. And when it came time for her to enjoy life and celebrate herself, like, she would put it off. And then the firefighter came in, you know, gave her a little spark and things, and some things happened, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this story up and what brought that story to my mind, you're starting with karma in reverse, and then when I clarified it, you have family upright, and then you have codes, nature, miracles in reverse. But then, you know, after her mom, someone came in, gave her a spark. These cards are literally like that episode. And then beyond, it was like her mom transitioned, and then she went on a fucking adventure and started to live her life. But it's kind of like a lot of you are waiting for something specific. Like, you have this wizard balance. It's like you could be waiting on a specific achievement. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but you're waiting on something specific before you make a move. And there's this very loud theme of integration. Also, with this karma and family, I do feel like a lot of you are cleaning up messes of your family members, you know, but it's giving the energy of instead of being a wise teacher, you're what's that word? Enabling. You're enabling. And honey, some people in your bloodline need to experience some karma. But some of y'all are super save the hoe. I don't know, you know, it could be your loyalty, you know, when it comes to family. Some people are die-hard fans. But then I'm getting, you have no idea that these people will sell you out in a second. The same people that you're sacrificing and keep showing up for. And you in the way, God cannot teach them the lesson. It's like, as God is teaching whoever these people are a lesson, like, your energy, your experiences are meant to be codes in nature, miracles, having unions, spiritual development, okay, enlightenments, okay, new ideas, just happiness and bliss. But it's like, it feels like you have to you're putting your life on hold. For some of you, it's like you got kids, you gotta wait till they graduate and out the house. No, the fuck you don't. Like, and you doing that is teaching your children an unhealthy cycle to keep it true. So there's a need to, this mirror it's broken, okay? So shift that. It's not saying just say fuck them forever. That's not what I'm saying at all. But sometimes you have to take a step back. Sometimes you have to say no instead of yes, just so people can learn the lesson. Because the more that you give in, the more that you are disrespected and suffering, when that's not meant to be your experience, but you're allowing that experience to unfold. Going back to that torment energy, it's kind of like you really can't be mad because you keep allowing it. That's shadow work, okay? that statement is shadow work within itself. But it's an honest statement, you know? And whatever this is, it's kind of like, you know, you said, yeah, you said yes. And it's okay to change your mind. It's like changing your mind. You carry this energy of guilt, of like self-betrayal. It's none of that. Again, we evolve, okay? We ascend and we start to see things from a different enlightened perspective. And then, you know, the due diligence behind that is to move accordingly to that energy that we are now aligned with. But it's kind of like, you know, so you don't have to suffer, I will. But whoever I'm speaking of, these are not your children. Okay, that I completely understand. I ain't got shit to say in regards to that. But these are not your children. You could definitely be the child. But you need to, it's kind of like, what's the call? Delegate. You need to start delegating tasks. Like you need to release this superwoman, superman syndrome that you have. It could be a God complex that some of you have too. Yes, you do have it, but look at the toll that it's taken on you to have it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me work it. Put my ding down, flip it, and reverse it. Okay, but no, seriously. Yeah, honey, some of you are loyal to a fault, and I want to iterate the fault part, okay? Some of you do this because you're overcompensating for some type of guilt, so you don't have to overcompensate, okay? Yeah, tradition. Break it. Because it's unhealthy. Whatever this is, it's unhealthy, okay? All right, what else for Gemini? So when I said your name, I don't know what it is about your name, but when I said Gemini, I went to the gym part, and you know how like maybe some of y'all need to get some shit out in the gym. I don't know, or if you are in the gym, maybe you need to switch up a workout or something. I don't know, switch the days up. I don't know, but anywho, the GEM, okay. You know how like, you know, you have like pottery classes, you have the paint and sip shit, but there's also classes where you make jewelry. And I'm saying this message to feminine and masculine energies, okay? Because I'm seeing like masculine energies making like men's bracelets or masculine bracelets, and then the feminine energy like doing necklaces and earrings and shit. But that Gemini, I don't know, there's something about jewels and creation in you, okay? Or even like how you adorn yourself if you're just not into creating that. I mean, it's cool, but take it more seriously. It matters. It's connected to your name. Yeah, magic alignment. Okay. Anything else for Gemini from this deck? Oh, we're good on time. You have change, Oshun, justice. The bees are significant, just bee energy. I know it's autumn, but we were supposed to look up something, weren't we? What the fuck were we supposed to look up? Hold on, the bees took me back. I don't know. But it takes time to make honey. And then, you know, I was watching the story on how the queen bee becomes the queen bee. And how, honey, the way that they protect her, the queen bee, and they follow her. Something about that connects to you too. So you have change, justice, passion, all upright. You also have initiation upright, and now karma is upright. So yeah, you're gonna, Oshun is giving just cut. I'm seeing like a cake being sliced, but it's more so giving cutting the cord. Now I see an umbilical cord being cut in my mind's eye. Literally in my mind's eye. But no. Hold on. So this initiation card is giving seaweed. Do people eat seaweed? Hold on, let me Google it. I feel like people do eat seaweed. What does that do for you? Hold on, hold please. Okay. Eating seaweed. Because this card is just, let me show you. It's giving seaweed, okay? Okay, people eat seaweed. So seaweed is a nutrient-rich food that offers several potential health benefits. Iodine for thyroid function, fiber promotes gut health and digestion, calcium, it builds and maintains strong bones, magnesium, okay, seaweed, supports muscle function and nerve health, iron carries oxygen throughout the body. Seaweed also has vitamins A, C, and K, antioxidants that protect against cell damage. It helps improve the heart. Well, it helps with heart health. It regulates blood sugar. We spoke on the thyroid. It reduces inflammation, boosts the immune system, helps with weight management. It improves digestion, antioxidant protection. It also, oh, but you can't eat everybody's seaweed. Well, obviously. Okay. Hold on. Let me look something else up. Side note. If you, when you see spiders in October, that's when, I don't, that testing of divine protection, I hear it's starting. So just, that's a key reminder. Yes. Okay, hold on. So spiritually, seaweed symbolizes resilience, adaptability, and interdependence, flowing with life's currents while thriving. Okay, thriving in changing conditions. Change. It can also represent a connection to the vast, mysterious, and abundant depths of the ocean, linking the earthly and watery realms. It's giving the ocean energy, and symbolizing healing, purification, and good fortune. Okay. If you dream of seaweed, it suggests a need to adapt to life's changes. Okay. But it can also be viewed as a conduit of abundance and a warning of entanglement in life's difficulties. Okay. Okay. The seaweed took me down a little rabbit hole. But we were mentioning cutting. So wherever justice is coming in, I don't know, it's like I see you being carried out of the fire, like literally. Like this change card is given, let me grab you real quick and take you over here out the way, you know. And it's interesting because I'm focused on her sword, and the tip of her sword is pointed towards the navel. You know, the navel connects to the umbilical cord, and that part that's cut. Hold on. Let's go deeper real quick. Hold on. We have gratitude and celebration. It's deeper than healing a mother wound. So this is what I'm getting, okay? For some of you, it's giving your mother had a test that she failed multiple times. And you know, what we don't learn, it is passed down to our children to learn. I stand firm in that, okay? I will die by that, all right? However, so therefore it was passed down to you. But the Oshun justice is giving you didn't fail, like you changed the cycle, which is why you are ending with gratitude and celebration. I don't know, with higher perception, you saw something different, okay? And somehow with this initiation and seaweed energy, you shifted a cycle, like you did. It's heavy. Congratulations. And then look, I didn't even fucking peep. Conjuring Legacy, like you did it. Is who what child TV? You did it. We did it. Hooray. Wherever the fuck that's from. And then you have Bliss, Spirit, Act, and then fucking Freedom. So yeah, you did that, Gemini. What you did, I don't fucking know specifically, but you definitely did that. I don't think you know though. Not right now. But I feel like this will be affirmed if your mother is still present, there will be a conversation that will affirm something. I hear in the future. I don't think this is October. And you may be achieving this in October since it's coming up. I don't fucking know specifically. But if your mother has transitioned, it's something about a dream. All right, we're done with this deck. But no. Let me address these cards. So Truth Aura came out in reverse with Oshun Justice in reverse. And then Autonomy upright. It's kind of like you stood for something. But she's not standing, she's sitting, but you didn't compromise with something. It's like you didn't sacrifice your truth for something. Or if you're about to not do that, whether this is past or future or present, for some of you could be in the present energy of, should I don't know, there's like a questioning of, it feels like justice versus injustice. And it's like, they're showing me patience versus impatience and the consequences of patience versus the consequences of impatience. I don't know, but you're changing the direction of something, okay? It affects the female lineage, whether masculine or feminine, but it affects the female lineage, okay? Okay. All right, let's move on. Oops. Oopsie daisy. I don't know. Y'all haven't been in these comments. Hold on. I missed anything. Hi, Brighton. I did not see that. Okay, hi. Yeah, this is live. Okay. Gemini. Some of you are struggling with adapting to the mindset of abundance specifically. Anything else? What song is that? I sent you as you are, I think you're ready. Girl, I'm gonna do you. Oh, that's Chris Brown. Why do these cards keep wanting to fly on top of the fire? Are we good? Okay. All right, Gemini. So you have overflow, overwhelming plenty in reverse with Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic. That's why I stated some of you are struggling with an abundance mindset. And then you have Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing, upright. Garden of Venus, rest and renewal, upright. You have in reverse, wandering between realms. And then you have first breath, beginner's mind, the perfect storm, the courage to step into life. You have getting back to integrity in reverse, and then we're ending with benefactor, grace, and generosity. So for other, well, what I'm about to say is connected to an abundance mindset, but it's the ability to multiply specifically. Like, you know how some people can truly make something out of nothing. Like, people truly know how to hustle out here. Some of you could, I hear hustle hard, but closed mouths don't get fed on that boulevard. But yeah, it's giving the hustler's mentality as well, which is the energy is kind of opposite of what I initially started to describe. Now, we've had conversations about the power of the intellect, the power of the mind, you being air energy. We've had many conversations. And you keep getting swords. You had Oshun with the sword. You got this sword right here. Honestly, on some real shit, I don't know if they do this in 2025, okay? But you know, everybody be going to the gym and things. Maybe you need to do some sword fighting, okay? I don't know. You need to take up fencing. I don't, it's just, I don't know. That's just random as fuck, I know. But side note, um, just try it. See how it makes you feel. You know, some people like to go to destruction rooms and shit. I feel like for you, fencing, sword fighting, shit like that, that would be a healthy release for you because you are air, you know? It's just a thought. But anywho, you feel like you don't have enough. Again, this is all connected in your ability to multiply. It's not the inability to take a leap of faith on yourself. It's how you have a cap. This energy hasn't come up in a long time, but you have a cap at something. So, you know, a lot of people talk about millionaires. Not a lot of people talk about billionaires, right? Because, you know, really to see that many zeros, it's rare. Okay, let's just be real. But just because it's rare doesn't mean that it's impossible. You're viewing something that is rare that you are meant to achieve as something being impossible, which is connected to your ability to multiply. Okay. Now I know we keep going back to numbers and money. I don't know. It's given women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. So for some of you, you need to go outside and experience the world, okay? Hey! That's crazy. And one remained. They just started fighting out of nowhere. It's like 6 cardinals just fighting. That shit was, I don't know. Okay. Do you always have some drama when you go outside? What the fuck? Because as soon as I said that, that happened. What the hell? But no, for real, you be, I don't know. You know, no problems. Okay, but no. It is Sunday, okay? The Sabbath. But yeah, back to your ability to multiply. Um, hmm. If you're a person that's like, you know, I received this back tenfold, multiply that number, okay? Because this magician's sword is 37, which breaks down to 10. I know we're discussing October, but honey, we got tenfold, 1,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold, you know, a no limit fold, okay? And that's the energy. It's like spirit is trying to get you into a no limit soldier type of energy, like literally speaking. Like you have no cap, you have no limit. Let's just, it's kind of like getting into the mindset where this is what I want to achieve. It's like shifting that to how far can we go? Let's get it. And just leaving the door open to the possibilities versus, it's like being too practical, too realistic, and forgetting that this is a motherfucking simulation, okay? So, what we're about to do with it, Fortune's will, luck, and right timing. This is chess and not checkers. Um, and even if you don't know how to play chess, honey, this is a mental warfare, okay? So learn how to play chess. What you don't know, there's nothing wrong with learning. There's so much to learn. It's a great game to learn about life, in my opinion. With wandering between realms, you know where you want to be. You know how Donnell Jones, he was confused. He didn't know where he wanted to be. You know exactly where you want to be. And you are being led to that with this first breath, beginner's mind, followed by the perfect storm, the courage to step into life, right? But it's giving like being led and heavily struggling with imposter syndrome, like shit, okay? And feeling like, it's giving me, it's taking me to the time of when my 30th birthday, specifically, my 30th birthday, I spent in Atlanta, okay? And the day that it was time to leave and go back to Virginia, like I did not want to go. I did not. I was sad. I was like, what the fuck? I got to go back to this reality. Like I just want to stay another day. But if it was just me, I probably could have did that. It wasn't just me. I had people with me. We had to go back to life, back to reality, right? And I was just so like in that moment, I just recall myself being so embalmed and damn, I haven't experienced fun like this before, and I'm about to go back to misery, and I want to stay in the fun, right? And then where I am today, where I'm outside the city. So it's just, something doesn't have to be, Nikki's song Moment for Life, like it's like get out of that moment for life energy and get into limitless possibility energy. Like a moment can become forever. But we live in a society where the energy can be easily dispelled by a thought, okay? And that's not the divine. We speak so much of the divine, but rarely move in the energy of divinity. That's a lesson we are learning for those of us that are tapped in. Because you have the chiefs, you have the Indians, but that's the energy of chief, whether masculine or feminine, that we are learning, like true divinity, which is confidence in your magic, the courage to step into life, having a first breath at every new experience, a beginner's mind, that healthy curiosity at the beginning of every experience, no matter how old you are, okay? With fortune's will, luck, and right timing, it's kind of like, when we plan so much and they're showing me like it's as difficult as you're making, it's quite simple. And they're showing me being at a crosswalk, right? Now, we do have assistance at a crosswalk. We have the signs that tell us to go, and we have the signs that tell us to stop. And even if you do a little jaywalking, okay, honey, if the cars are coming, you're not gonna, unless you want some other shit, right? But that's not the energy I'm reading on. But yeah, you're gonna wait until it's clear for you to initiate, right? And then at the same time, you have those other moments where you just gotta dive in. But it's like you are wise enough to know when it's time to just wait for the coast to clear and when it's time to dive in. But it's kind of like specifically when you're fine with waiting for the coast to clear, but when it's time to dive in, it's like being on the when someone's about to dive off a diving board, and then they have to, amplify themselves and get that energy ready in order to actually take that dive. But it's like being stuck on the fucking diving board. So, but that's not divinity. Divinity is like, I'm about to dive in, like Trey Songz said. And then, in that experience of having first breath, beginner's mind, not letting the past hold you back or to define your future experiences, and to leave the door open versus closed, you have Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. It's giving Forever Young, that song. And then you're ending with benefactor, grace, and generosity. So it's like, there are certain experiences that are truly crosswalks, okay? Now, it could say, don't walk, but, the traffic could be light or none at all. You just gonna wait? or are you gonna dive in and cross the fucking street? Okay, honey. And if a car come, can you do a little run? You know, that's an example of taking a healthy chance. Okay, but if you have just hella traffic both sides, however, that's not wise, you know. So it's giving stop sleeping on your intellect, which I have advised plenty of times before. Hi, Esimo. Okay. Okay. Anything else for Gemini? We've been here an hour. The doves are eating. It's 4 of them. Okay, yeah, we're good from this deck, but the last 2 cards you have are a tidy house, clarity and organization in reverse, with repairing the veil, forgiveness upright. So clarity and organization would be coast completely clear, we're good. Forgiveness is, it's giving mind over matter, truly, you know. If the mind says the body can keep going, the body will keep going. If the mind says the body can't go, the body won't go, you know? And I feel like the more that you just, I don't think this is more so trust yourself, but there's something about your instinctual nature, okay? And the more that you lean into that instinctual nature versus, I just hear you. Please don't take this the wrong way, but I hear a boring ass law-abiding citizen. Now, I'm not saying be out here. No, I'm not, honey. No. Keep your shit together. You probably got shit to lose, okay? But no, it's not. Basically, take a risk, take a chance, okay? And the more that you do that, this forgiveness is a representation of self-forgiveness, self-healing. And it doesn't, you know, and also it's a message of things don't always have to be put together for you to take the initiative, okay? Okay, all right. Hold on. All right. Gemini. Yeah, look at you. Caution. Sorry, I know that was loud, but it's like this. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it is. Yeah, crown, personal power. All right, Gemini. I know some of you could be really timid. You're about to be broken out of that, okay? You know, as I say that, no children should be listening to me. I feel like I need to iterate that because, I don't know, people be having me on speaker, y'all be having headphones in, y'all kids can't hear me. Y'all, they don't need to hear me because you don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know where I'm going to go in these messages, okay? But it's given 50 Shades of Grey, right? And and how, you know, Shorty was just a little innocent, okay, but Shorty was a freak, you know? It's like, you just... Moving on. I'm going to just keep it brief, okay? Just keep it truly brief. But it's like giving that broken open. That's why I brought up, yeah. Moving on. Look at this. Cowrie shell abundance. The ability to multiply. And you have balance in reverse. So, however, whichever story we have told, we didn't mention different storylines as far as abundance and multiplying and my story, whatever it is, but something is definitely out of balance. And as this yin yang is in reverse, my eyes are more focused on the dark part versus the light part, which there is a heavy war of dark versus light happening spiritually in the ethers at this moment. I just want to validate that. You have achievement in reverse. Yeah, you're stuck in a cycle of what once was, okay? And it's like, because you're not allowing that beginner's breath, fresh mind to make it more than enough, like, Again, I started in a pay cut, okay? It took, I'm gonna give you a general time frame, but less than 5 years for me to surpass that. So it wasn't no overnight, it wasn't in a month, it wasn't 6 months, it wasn't in a fucking year, okay? I had to build, okay? But as I was building, let me just, you know, it was a test, okay? Because I have been so financially irresponsible in life, okay? However, even though I had a pay cut, and when I say pay cut, I was making damn near half of what I was making, okay? I was still paying off my debt. I was paying my bills on time. Even though I had the ability to supply my wants, I chose to make sure my needs were met first, and God multiplied because of that. Like I had to be obedient. I created the debt. Okay, I need to clean up, accountability, responsibility. And I could just wait for it to fall off, but I got shit to do, okay? And again, I created it. That's my accountability. Clean that shit the fuck up, okay? So yeah, it's like, don't try to run away from it, because when you actually achieve that, honey, it's like one achievement leads to another achievement. It becomes a healthy domino effect, okay? It's cause and effect, cause and effect. All right, anything else for Gemini for this? Resilience, personal power. Now, let me tell you something. With this advice that I'm giving based on my personal experience, I had to put up a boundary around people that consistently entertained lack, poverty, and just a brokenness, okay? That energy of I'm always broke, I can't fuck with you. When you are shifting a generational cycle, because dead ass, that's a generational cycle in my family, and I'm being vulnerable as shit. That sensitivity, like, it's very, as you are, trying to ascend, it's very easy to be pulled down, because you're literally pulling on all of your strength, whether you realize this or not, to make a difference. When you have so many fucking Goliaths against you, and honey, you're just little old fucking David out here, okay? You're just the little precious lamb out here, right? But this succulence resilience is like, no, okay, I got this. Your air energy. I'm gonna take a chance, and but again, you have to protect that seed that you are birthing, because it's like, baby, once the seed grows, what's dispelling that can no longer thrive. It can no longer exist. It can no longer live. It's like you naturally kill off the energy. And for a lot of you, it's like that's your family. Like, a lot of you are focused on being different, but you're so involved and intertwined with energies that do not support that, and that is very dangerous for this precious, like, literally, beginner's breath, fresh beginner's mind, fresh breath is like literally a baby taking its first breath when it comes from the womb. It's very like, honey, if you don't hear that breath, you start to get nervous, but that breath is new life. It is confirmation of a new life, a new beginning, a new transition, a new cycle, right? So with that energy, it's like, no matter how old you are, and no matter what age, you make this decision to move differently and to truly stand on that, despite whatever you may be experiencing. You transmute the energy, you call the sword. You have to protect yourself from those that deflect and can harm that energy. And it doesn't matter how much they love you, if they don't know better, baby, they're not going to do better. And it would be ill of you to even expect that. Okay. It feels heavy though, but I do feel like you're gonna get there if you haven't gotten there. Anything else? Okay. Did we even use the tarot for real? I don't know, but let's just see what it says real quick. Hi to whoever I didn't say hi to. My apologies. Do you have anything? Okay. Did we use this? I don't recall. No. Yeah, we did. We mentioned the Lovers, but I think that was the other deck. Okay, moving on. The other deck is not traditional tarot. Okay. Ace of Wands reverse, the Fool upright, the Hierophant upright, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Gemini. Six of Wands, a victory coming that you don't see. But this is a leap of faith. Whatever is the next chapter for you requires a leap of faith. Like that's the option. And I'm really trying to avoid making it sound like an ultimatum. But that's how the energy is coming off. It's like either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. It's like shit or get off the pot, you know? But it's heavy, like the Fool, it's time to dive in, okay? Whatever you are wanting to come out of the heavens, you are the sword. So make it do what it do, like Jamie Foxx said. Also, with the Nine of Pentacles being in reverse with the Fool, like the Fool, honey, baby, he's starting a journey from the Fool to the World, okay? So many different cycles to go through. And all he got is this little bag and of flowers. So some of you may think like the more that you have, the more abundant that you, like you could view abundance, you can really connect abundance to the materialistic world when that's like 5% of it. If anything, it's not truly, that's not what it is. You have the Hierophant, the Three of Cups, and the King of Cups. I don't know how to take that. Hold on. We're going, I don't know, it's taking me back to the beginning. Like you're being watched. A lot of people, whether you feel like people are learning from you, I don't know what you do, but it's just giving you are looked upon. Like that's the statement. You are looked upon, just period. In some manner. And even if you're not doing anything on social media, like you are involved in your community, your family, you're doing something. I don't know, whatever it is, it's truly inspiring. Yeah, I split the deck to the High Priestess, but I don't think you're quite aware, but it's not meant for you to know. Truly. Yeah, the Sun in reverse. Anything else? What else? What am I missing? I'm missing something. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm missing. So we have, there's a lot of kings here. We have one queen, no pair. So who are these people? So above these people, we have the Hierophant, right? Underneath the Hierophant, we have the Three of Cups. Who is this? Gemini. Okay. Yeah, the Three of Cups, the King of Cups. You have the Seven of Cups. It's a lot of cup, water energy. Then you have the Three of Swords with the King of Wands. Now, what's very interesting, let me show you. Okay. You see how these two kings, let me make sure it's not muted, are like, that's weird to me. And this is 73, which breaks down to 10. So confusion and heartbreak. But who are these who are these two men? And then who are these? I hear bitches over here. I don't even know these people, okay? Why do I feel the need to call them that? I don't know. But And then over here you got the Queen of Swords, but her back is turned, or the Queen of Swords represent your energy, feminine or masculine, but your back is turned towards all of this. Who are these people? What is this about? Why is this? What is this? What's the Kings? King of Cups, King of Wands. Is this like a, damn, justice? Is this a battle of the heart? What the hell? I don't know what this is. Battle of the crowns. Because I'm literally, you see how, look at his crown, right? And then, of course, you know, the fire energy got to do the fucking most. Look at his crown. So this is a water sign versus a fire sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces versus Aries, Leo, Sag. But both of them being in between the Seven of Cups and Three of Swords, I hear no good deed. What was that movie about with Tyler Perry? I ain't got time to get into that. But help me understand. So this energy could play out in Scorpio season because we have death and look, death fell out on top, okay? And then on top of the Hierophant, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So now we have who are these people? Jesus Christ. I don't know. The Ace of Cups. So, baby, if you so sick of being lonely every night from your man or your girl, whoever, honey, it feels like, you know, there's more women versus men out here. I don't know, but somebody, yeah, Sag energy, lovers, yeah, this is about options. Should I say this? Whoever has the options, it's kind of like, honey, each option is being interviewed, okay? Whether they may feel like the one is present or not, it's like, let me see. And respectfully, they have every right to do that. So, but honey, some people it's giving some jealousy streaks, I don't know. But if you're so sick of being lonely, it's not about to be that no more. And this Three of Swords, there's a lot of, it feels like interference at the same time. But you could also be overwhelmed, okay? Especially if you ain't had to balance some shit, baby. You're going to have to balance some shit, okay? I don't know. But it's also giving friends too. Like there's a lot of community coming in. Because this is, again, all of this energy is under the Hierophant. Gemini. Okay, but Three of Swords fell in my lap just now. Why? It feels like it's like for every heartbreak, God, ooh, that's a bar. But for every heartbreak, God is about to compensate. But then it's like, hold up, wait, you know? It's like someone just chilling, right? And then they get a bucket of water thrown on them. Like that's a representation of the overflows. Just catches you off guard. Yeah, Judgment. You have a lot of majors here, beloved. You got the Hierophant, Judgment, the Fool. They're all upright. The High Priestess, Temperance, Death, all upright. So you have a lot of change coming in, Gemini. But this is all in risk, taking a chance, okay? 1 foot in, you know, taking your time, not rushing, and not allowing a motherfucker to rush you. It feels like you're going from a heartbreak hotel to like a fucking, you know, them people, when people, like how the rappers be having all of these people show up. I never understood the purpose of that, but they be interviewing all of them damn girls, okay, to see what's up. It's like that energy. It's like you go from Heartbreak Hotel to like the Bachelor, Bachelorette of the season, like dead ass. That's the best way to put it. So much change, okay? And honey, I don't know. But good shit though. Yeah, IMC, 10 of Cups, good shit. But it's definitely a battle between two for sure. I don't even feel like they're battling physically. I feel like this is spiritually. I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of power, though. Moving on. Yeah, Two of Wands. It's something about two. Okay, it's two people. Two men, okay? Now, if you are a man watching this and you got your eye on somebody, baby, let me tell you, you're not the only one, okay? Honey, so don't sleep on it, okay? Don't sleep on it. Bring us to a close here. I think that's enough. Yeah, we've been here long enough. Bring us to a close for, who is this? Who am I doing? Gemini? Gemini? Gemini. All right, we got one. The Two of Earth, baby. It's something about the two. Too much. Now, this what I'm about to read explains the Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups being in between the two. It says, too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach, okay? I'm going to put it up, but I'm going to read it one more time. Too much going on at once, obviously, Seven of Cups energy, the need to make a decision, and the consider a more playful approach is that Three of Swords energy, okay? All right, but let's get your closing card. And then, thank you, Corey. Who's next? Capricorn is next. These cards are big. I feel like I'm stretching my hands. But Father Stretch My Hands by Kanye. Kanye is a Gemini. That song. Tap in. I know people think Kanye is weird, but I get Kanye. The only reason why I'm able to understand Kanye is because, honestly, I think it's because of my Aquarius North Node. I understand, but sometimes the expression be weird as fuck too. I get that part too. He be doing too much, but when a person is not received, that's what you get. So I get it. I have compassion for him. I'll say that. Yeah. And we don't know everything behind the scenes. Like, we really don't know, but we judge like we know. So, yeah. Anywho, final message for Gemini for October until we meet again. On the bottom, look at you. You have the Wheel of Fortune, Archangel Michael, a time of positive change, a situation suddenly, okay? Again, it's unexpected, suddenly moves forward, fortune is on your side, okay? And then the card that came out, damn, 10. Wheel of Fortune, 10. You have, interesting, the 10 of Wands. This is the whole financial conversation we had. But the 10 of Fire, too much work. Accept help from others. We talked about delegating tasks. Life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. You need to, going back to that episode of 911. Yeah, 911, it's an emergency. I just connected that. Okay? Stress-related health concerns. So you delegate some tasks to some other people. Accept help. So the help has already been offered and you've been rejecting it, okay? Accept the help, okay, to restore balance, and go out here and explore the options that are waiting for you, okay? It's like, honey, they just outside waiting on you, waiting for you at the door, okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to read this one. I split the deck to it, but you have the King of Cups. Water versus fire. I don't know who the water sign is, who the fire sign is, but honey, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Oh, open your heart and mind to those around you, Gemini. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice is what I've been giving you, but charity work. But that you are, I don't want to say I don't want you to receive you're the charity like you're looking for a handout, but no, it's like for every heartbreak. What was the statement I said? For every heartbreak, Spirit is restoring. I don't know what the fuck I said, but that energy, okay? I wish I remembered so I can make it the title, but I really don't remember. But that's all I gotta say, okay? I'll see you in a couple of days because the new moon is next Monday, so I'll be back soon for you. But I love you. Have fun. Be safe out here, okay? But for real, let some of the weight off of your shoulders. Allow it to, just let it go, okay? I hear you, Jeff. Okay, love y'all. Bye. Capricorn is next. Okay.